Ladies and gentlemen, the goddess has left the building. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. This morning's viewing featured the final appearance of Barbara and Ian traveling with the Doctor in the TARDIS. However else I feel about this story as a whole, it's crap. At least the ending is very good, and Barbara and Ian get a great send-off. Backing up just a bit, the 5th episode of The Chase continues the whole thread of self-contained stories. In this case, the TARDIS has arrived on a swampy planet named Mechanus, and the Daleks arrive shortly thereafter in their pursuit time machine. The Daleks have crafted a robot doppelganger of the Doctor and sent him out to infiltrate and kill. Oh no. And so, as with every other doppelganger story in the history of time, it all culminates in a scene with the two identical doctors sparring off with each other in front of the rest of the companions with your regular tired, I'm the Doctor, no, I'm the Doctor, kill him, no, kill him. It's just every tropey, it's garbage. It's awful. And what makes it even worse is that given the limitations of budget and special effects in 1966, the duplicate Doctor in most of the scenes is played by a body double who is plainly not the Doctor. I mean, seriously, the climactic moment where Ian is just about to kill the real Doctor, it is just visually, plainly obvious that the other Doctor is the robot, and you just sort of have to pretend that it's not clear. It's bad. It's bad. So that brings us to the final episode in this story, where the Daleks are massing their armies against the Doctor and Ian and Barbara and Vicky, and all of our lead characters are brought up via elevator to a pillared city 1,500 feet above the jungle floor, run by the Mechanoids, which are just giant golf balls on wheels. That's where they find another human, Stephen Taylor, played by Peter Purvis, who played the Alabama hick in the awful Manhattan episode earlier in this story. At least in this story, as Stephen, Peter Purvis is actually really good. Stephen is a man who's been held prisoner by the Mechanoids on this planet for 2 years now, all by himself, and he's gone more than a little stir-crazy. So the bulk of the final episode is the big confrontation between the Daleks and the Mechanoids in this just epic battle that is, mostly okay. Again, budget limitations, but they did pretty well for what they had. And the upshot of the whole thing is that all of the humans escape from the city, the Daleks and the Mechanoids destroy each other, and that leads to all of our main characters finding the Dalek time machine, and Barbara realizing that this is finally their chance for her and Ian to go home. So the Doctor, because he's a prick, refuses to take him home. He's offended that they want to leave, this being the man who gleefully abandoned his own daughter earlier this season, but whatever. So Vicky sweet talks the Doctor, and he helps program the Dalek time machine to send Ian and Barbara back to London 1965, where they're finally home and free, and it's a happy ending for everyone. Hoorah. I don't know, the last episode of the entire story is actually reasonably good. And in fact, if the kernel of that story had been what the entire Dalek story was in this, if the entire story had been set on the planet Mechanus with these giant fungoid creatures hunting people in the jungles, and with the Mechanoids and the Daleks facing off each other, and with Stephen as a prisoner in the zoo, and all of those things. I mean, there's a million story possibilities Terry Nation could have done with just that story. Just that story. This would have been a third great Dalek story. Instead, what we get was this just crap 6-part time waster thing, with 5/6 of it being just demonstrably, absolutely crap. I mean, no human being should have to watch the Manhattan Mary Celeste episode, and I have watched it twice, and I swear to God, I will never ever watch it again. This is it. I am done with this story. So that turned into a bit of a rant. I'm sorry. Anyway, farewell to Ian and Barbara. Barbara Wright will always be my goddess, and Ian is an okay guy. Now tomorrow Tomorrow we start in on a story that is genuinely good and features an adversary who has never appeared again in Doctor Who since then, and I really wish he would. This is a character that is ripe for plucking from legacy Doctor Who to bring into the modern era. It could totally be done. Tune in tomorrow and I'll tell you all about it.